Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast but didn't know where to start? Well, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor is your one-stop shop for podcasting. They have tools that you can edit, add music, all right from your phone or your computer. They'll even distribute your podcast so that it can be heard everywhere like Spotify, Apple, and even on Google. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Good morning, everybody. This is Morning Coffee.
Every day, I wake up with purpose, starting my day with faith and inspiration. Wouldn't have it no other way. Live, laugh, love. Let's make the world better. Give somebody a hug. Let's bring the world back together with morning coffee. Let's have morning coffee. Morning coffee. Start your day with faith, inspiration, and love. Start your day with faith, inspiration, and love. Morning coffee, yeah. With morning coffee.
Good morning. You're tuned into the Morning Coffee Live Show. I'm the host, Tanisha R. Atkins, back with another great, fantastic episode for you this morning. Well, as you know or may not know, Morning Coffee is your unofficial wake-up call. On a mission to provoke you to change and spiritual growth so that you can live your best life and revolutionize your relationships. So yes, this is your unofficial, official, but it's your unofficial wake-up call, because truth is, we really have to wake up. This is a Christian podcast, and as Christians, we can't be asleep at the wheel like everybody else. That may be okay for everybody else, but for us, we have to stay woke, because the Bible tells us to stay alert, stay vigilant, and stay watchful. So that's the purpose. That's the reason why I created this amazing podcast, was to help you to shed some light on those parts of your life that may need to be tweaked or corrected, or sometimes you just have to check yourself. Because to be honest, sometimes we're the problem. And, the sooner we face that, the better we can live our best life. If we live in denial about that, it only keeps our life going around the mulberry bush. It keeps our life on the repeat cycle when we don't take responsibility, all right? So that's the purpose of this amazing podcast. I trust that if you found your way over here, that this is something that you definitely need on today. Well, all season long, we're in season 4, and we've been talking about, we're all in this together. And so, I give you the spiel every day, whether it's your family, your friends, wherever you're a part of a team or organization. We want to help you to adapt the mindset of being one. Adapt the mindset of being one. So today, what I want to talk to you about is making a commitment to each other. It's important that, especially husbands and wives or families, because, sometimes when you're at, even I'm going to say across the board, even if you're at work, and you're a part of a team, or even if you at church and you're a part of the usher board or the deacon board or whatever you are, it's important that if you're going to have, be in this together as one, you have to make a commitment to each other. You have to make a commitment to each other to do right by each other, to be the best you that you can be, to make sure you're bringing your best to the table. Like we talked about on yesterday, we talked about praying about it and taking responsibility, for yourself, and the fact that, you can't change people, and you can. And one thing you can do is make a commitment to be better, just making a commitment for yourself to be better, making a commitment to honor your word that you said to this group. If you told your family, hey, I'm going to be home at the dinner table every night and we're going to eat together, then you need to honor that commitment. People respect you when you make a commitment and you honor it. You gain people's respect like that. And it works the same way in reverse. When you don't keep the commitment, you lose people respect. Because people take you, my grandmother always said, she always taught me to be a woman of my word. If you say you're going to do something, make sure that you do it, or you follow up and say that you can't do it. But that you have some kind of communication, but try not to make a commitment that you can't or don't intend on keeping, because it reflects bad on you, and it reflects bad on the God who you say that you represent in the earth. And that may be a little deep for y'all, but this is spiritual growth. So I have to give it to you like that. Like a lot of us Christians really got to check our behavior. That is not okay to go around lying to people. And then they see us in church, with our hands raised in the air, and we saying, "Oh, I love you, Jesus." And that's not a judgment. I'm just telling you, like, sometimes we have to remember that our mission here is to help to win people for Christ. And if we're not living that example in front of them, then they look at us like hypocrites. Most of the world think that Christians are nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. And I think that's because some of us have done a poor job in representing Christ right in the earth. And you may not agree with that. That's my opinion. This is my show. It is what it is. But you have to learn to make a commitment. We want God is committed to us. He's committed to us no matter what. He loves us unconditionally. When he promises us things and tells us he's going to do something or bring things to pass, we expect him to do that. Why? Because God has proven himself to be faithful in our lives. And so we should want that from people. We should want people to say, hey, when it comes to this person or that person, if they told you that they're going to do it, they're going to come through. It should matter to you. And a lot of us say, I don't care what people think of me. And I sometimes am guilty of saying that. I don't really care what people think per se. Well, I'm going to say, I don't want people to think bad about me. So let me not say it that way. But as far as their opinions, of how I do things, I try not to let their opinions really get next to me. But I do want them to think the best of me, because I try to present myself in that way, That's just a personal thing. But, keep your commitment. Keep your commitment to your family. If you made a commitment that you are going to be at your children's games or be their support, then do that. Keep your commitment. If you told your child or your wife that you were going to stop doing a thing, then stop doing it. Like, keep the commitment and work on you so that you can bring the best version of yourself to the table. Don't give your family sloppy leftovers because you went to work all day and you had just a horrible day, and now you're going to come home and treat your family like crap. No, that's not being commitment. You should have going back to, like I talked to you all about early in the season, what is the family vision? In this home, we treat each other with respect. And if that's the vision, then stick with that commitment. Don't come in the house being disrespectful when the commitment was, we're going to stay committed to the vision. Like, these are things that will really help you to grow up. You want to know why your life, some of us feel depressed, or some of us feel empty. You have the family, you have the friends, and you're just getting into it with everybody. You got to go back and check some commitment levels. You got to, am I really committed to this family? Is all the work on my spouse? Do I help my spouse out around the house? Has my spouse been asking me for help? Because a lot of times, and I know some houses are different, but just an example, if the wife is a stay-at-home mom and you go to work, but you made a commitment to her that on Saturdays, you're going to give her some time to herself for 2 hours, then you should not be getting up Saturday morning and saying, well, I'm going to go shoot hoops with the guys. I'm going to go to the game, because your commitment was on Saturday, I'm going to let you have some you time. Because that right there, what that tells her is that you don't respect her. You don't respect your word. You don't honor your word. You don't care about her, and that you're all into it for you, that you're being selfish. Now, I know this is some real strong coffee for y'all this morning, but these are the type of conversations that we as Christians have to have, because we think we are so perfect and we got it going on because we go to church and we read our Bible and we pray, and those things are fine. But if you're not keeping your word, Nobody cares. And I'm just going to be honest. All they care about is how you treat them, what you do, what you don't do. That's what they look at. Now, God cares. God says, yes, you're a good Christian. You're a good daughter. You read the word every day, but are you applying that word to your life? That's what changes your life. And I'm going to end it right there because this has been some real strong coffee this morning. But we need these conversations. I'm telling you, we got to have these conversations because we have to get our households in order. People are dropping like flies these days. We're losing relatives at young ages. Before, back in the day, you used to be concerned about one day my parents are going to get old. And now, people are even losing their children. So, you just want to live your best life. You want to help your children and your family live their best life, and it all starts with you. And tomorrow we're going to talk about your behavior. We're going to talk more about that. I'm going to end it right here today, but tomorrow we're going to talk about just really checking and changing up your behavior and give you some ways on how you can do that. All right. Well, it's Youre Atkins. That's been today's episode. Connect with me on social media. Let me know what you're thinking about the episodes. We're on Facebook and we're on Instagram and YouTube at Morning Coffee Live Show. Let me know what you thought about today's show. Make sure that you're sharing the podcast. Make sure that you share it and share it and share it and keep sharing it until we get the word out that, hey, Morning Coffee is here to help us to spiritually grow up. Now, again, I told you on Friday we're going to take some time and just pray over the families, and that's exactly what we are going to do. But we'll be back tomorrow with another great episode. Until then, have a great day.